Hi, welcome to Truth by Billie Beene. Today's date, December 31, 2024, time in Texas, about 7 a.m. Happy New Year's Eve. Some of the things we'll be covering today, weather and what's going on in space and what's up with those drones and UFOs we've been hearing about. So let's get started. I had a lot of Patriot subscribers on my last video. Yes, I said I misspeak. George Lucas is associated with Star Wars, not Star Trek. So thanks to my observant Patriot subscribers. And now we have this. What's going on in space weather is a lot. So we've got the sun with a lot of sunspots on it that appear to be working synergistically. One fires and then it triggers another one. So we've had in the last 48 hours several X's and many M-class flares. We can expect December 31 through January 1, a geomagnetic storm 2 to 3, and possibly more X flares. We can expect tonight and tomorrow auroras in the mid-latitudes in the U.S. and Europe. So in the last 48 hours, we had a double X, and many M flares. And we're having impact upon the Earth of repeated pulses of radiation, because when those flares come out, they do put out a form of radiation that impacts the Earth's atmosphere and ionizes the top of Earth's atmosphere. We've had communication blackouts lasting several hours, affecting satellites on Earth, ham radios, other types of radios, and so forth. We've had these occurring globally, which is very unusual. Today, we have a 30% chance of more X flares coming off of 5 sunspots. So that's going on. And now we have this. We have dense fog across much of the U.S. And it's being put forth, is this a weather phenomena, or is this associated with the drones and what's going on there? And we've had dense fog and also reports of a white powder coming out of the fog. I know we have also in Texas, where I live along the south coast, we've had dense fog advisories for several days now. And we can confirm Saturday, December 28, we had 7 tornadoes in Texas on the ground. We had 1 EF3 that hit in Conroe, Texas, which is located north of Houston. Tonight, we're expecting, and much of the U.S. is expecting, bringing in this new year, some really cold weather in Texas, in the Panhandle teens, and I see in about 3 to 4 days along South Texas. We'll also have at night temperatures down in the 30s, which is really cold for this part of Texas. I have a Patriot subscriber talking about fog. On the east side of Missouri, 20 minutes south of St. Louis, we've been having dense fog. The sky looks like it's been whitewashed, and I can confirm that's what we're also seeing in Texas and have been for several days. There's no sunrise, no sunset, no clouds. And I confirm that's what we're seeing in Texas. This Patriot subscriber describes it as being scary and creepy. And I'm so tired of, fog and chemtrails and so on. I pray that God will restore his creation to us. Yes, I can agree with that 100%. Now, JWTV brought this out, information from a retired four-star general, Barry McGaffey, about these drones that are being seen primarily along the East Coast, but certainly all across the U.S., especially over our sensitive U.S. military locations. So this retired four-star general says these drones constitute a payload, and they are bringing in or facilitating heavy fog across the U.S., and that in the UK, white powder has been documented coming out of the heavy fog that's over the UK. We have 12 states with heavy fog warning, including Minnesota and Texas. So that's going on. And now from UFOMANIA, they have a new video. I'll link that for you, showing some type of, it looks like an ET craft to me, metal craft, going over Los Angeles. And we have this. Michael Sandler, and I'll also link this for you, is interviewing a new interview with Dr. GREER, and who's talking about the drones and what they are. Now, he's putting this out, that the drones are being put out over the U.S. to spur ET disclosure between December and the inauguration. And Dr. GREER says there are 6 groups who are defecting from U.S. military and other agencies of the U.S. government involved in black ops programs. And Dr. GREER states there are 6 groups from these black ops operations from both the U.S. military and the U.S. government who are defecting and who are putting these drones out as an initiation into ET disclosure for the U.S. And now we have some new information from Real Raw News talking about drones being over Camp Pendleton, and that they have been fired upon. So this happened December 14, about 3 a.m., near the gates that open off of I-15 onto Camp Pendleton, and the gates were Fallbrook and Las Pulgas. So we had 3 UFOs that were stationary near these gates, and they were 1/2 mile off of the coast over the Pacific Ocean, but near these entry gates into Camp Pendleton, December 14, about 3 a.m. And they were flashing lights, amber, red, and purple. And then they began to move toward Camp Pendleton, and the base security and air control group were on high alert on Camp Pendleton. Then the drones went dark. Then they reappeared on the far side, the east side of Camp Pendleton, above the highly classified area where naval weapons are stored. Base security tried to jam the drones. They are described as being spears, and they were round spears about the size of 5 basketballs in circumference. They had 4 arms with propellers. They tried to jam them again, and then all 3 of the orbs went from being dark and then having some light to being blinding bright light. And this is coming out. These orbs are definitely not U.S. military. A chopper went up, an AH-1Z Viper gunship, up to the level where the orbs were, which was 2,500 feet. As the chopper approached the orbs, the instruments on the chopper went down in effectiveness. They were affected by the orbs. The orbs then retreated over the back over the Pacific Ocean. When the orbs were over the Pacific Ocean, the Viper opened fire with 20-millimeter rotary cannon. The shells shredded 2 out of 3 of the orbs, and the third disappeared. So they are searching for any debris that could have fallen in the ocean. So we see varying stories being put out about what are these drones, and we're seeing a link being put forth between the drones, the orbs, and dense fog. So it's good to be in prayer for America and for world peace. I love you, and I'll see you soon.